الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الحمد لله والمنة والصلاة والسلام على الخاتمين ذي البينة والجنة وعلى آلهما وأصحابهما الذين هم فازوا بالنفس المطمئنة أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين لا يرجون لقاءنا ورضوا بالحياة الدنيا واطمأنوا بها والذين هم عن آياتنا غافلون صدق الله العظيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's topic is a very attention-seeking topic that requires all of your attention to be able to understand it properly. It's a very delicate subject and very important subject, so I will try my best to make it as easy as possible for you. In the previous sessions, we have discussed a very important point that without loving Allah Ta'ala, it is not possible for you to be able to achieve anything objectively from Zikrullah. It is not possible to achieve the desired results from Zikrullah without love for Allah Himself. That's the topic we have very comprehensively discussed, and I think that was very clear. And in today's topic, we will try to understand how we can achieve this love. Achieving this love for Allah Ta'ala, how is it possible? For that, I will recite a farman of Mehdi Maud alayhi salatu salam, which says, in Naqliyat-e-Bandagi mein Abdul Rashid, Naql number 189, it says, Neez farmudan ke bar talib je cheez farz ast, ke beda ba khuda barasad, baas farmudan ke aan ishq ast, ishq chegona hasil shavad farmudan ke ba tawajjuh dil daim basue haq ta'ala darat. नीज सवाल फरमाया कि तालिब पर कौन सी चीज़ फ़र्ज़ है कि इसकी वजह से खुदा को पहुँच सके. And he said, Mehdi Maud Islam said that, do you know what is obligatory for a talib to reach Allah Ta'ala? कौन सी वो चीज़ फ़र्ज़ है जिसके ज़रिए से आप अल्लाह को पहुंच सकते हैं. एंड देन खुद आपने ही जवाब फरमाया कि वो इश्क है. ही क्वेश्चन एंड देन ही हिमसेल्फ रिप्लाइड. ही क्वेश्चन हिज कंपेनियंस दैट डू यू नो व्हाट इज ऑब्लिगेटरी फॉर यू टू बी एबल टू रीच टू अल्लाह तबारक व तआला. एंड देन ही हिमसेल्फ रिप्लाइड दैट इज इश्क. I have explained what ishq is. You cannot understand the meaning that lies in the word ishq just by saying love. In Urdu, there are different words used to describe love based on its intensity. And when it is said ishq, that means a love that is extreme in nature, so much so that a person keeps the beloved his or her priority to an extent that he does not even puts himself in line. The foremost thing for the lover is the pleasure of the beloved. आशिक अपनी माशूक की खुशनुदी के अलावा उसकी नज़र में कोई दूसरी चीज़ की कोई अहमियत बाकी ना रहे। मोहब्बत करने वाले की नज़र में जिससे उसको मोहब्बत है, उसकी खुशनुदी के अलावा कोई दूसरी चीज़ जब तक उसकी नज़र में बाकी नहीं रहे, उस मोहब्बत को इश्क नहीं कहा जा सकता। तो just the word love does not cover the meaning of ishq. Ishq means this extreme love for the beloved. So Mehdi Maud ﷺ has explained here that without ishq it is not possible for anybody to reach Allah तबारक व तआला। अल्लाह तक पहुँचना किसी के लिए भी मुमकिन नहीं है। फिर आगे आपने इरशाद फरमाया कि इश्क चगुना हासिल शवद फरमूदन के बतवज्जो दिल। अब सवाल यह है कि he said इश्क is mandatory for you, without which you cannot reach to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. So then the question arises, how do we get this ishq? How can we fall in love so deeply with somebody, with Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, that it can be called ishq? Because without ishq it is not possible to reach to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. He said it. So the next question would be, how we get this thing? When you are told about a thing that is required, the next question is an obvious question. Then how do you get this thing? And to get to this thing, Mehdi Maud ﷺ himself has explained कि इश्क क्यों कर हासिल हो सकता है। फरमाया कि दिल की तवज्जो खुदा ताला की तरफ कायम रखने से हासिल होता है। Consistent attention towards Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, consistent focus towards Allah tabarak wa ta'ala is something that is required to achieve ishq, and ishq is required to be able to reach to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. These are three steps. These are the three steps. You have to be attentive and constantly focused towards Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. With this, you will achieve ishq. And with ishq, you will be able to reach to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. These are the three steps. अब इसी को कुरान मजीद में अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने बड़ी खूबसूरती से, I will get into the details of this naql, but let us first discuss it with reference and context of books so that it becomes acceptable for people. तो कुरान मजीद में अल्लाह तबारक व तआला इरशाद फरमाता है, इन्नल लज़ीना ला यरजूना लिक़ाअना, बेशक जो लोग हमारे मिलने की उम्मीद नहीं रखते। How beautiful it is. Those who do not believe that they will meet us. Those who do not believe that they will meet us, وَرَضُوا بِالْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَاطْمَأَنُّوا بِهَا, और वो दुनिया की ज़िंदगी पर राज़ी हो गए और उस पर मुतमईन हो गए. They got satisfied with the worldly life and they got agreed upon. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا غَافِلُونَ. These are the people who are ignorant towards our signs. These are the people who are ignorant towards our signs. अब यहाँ पर हम जो लेके चलेंगे वो है एक लफ्ज़ जिसके ऊपर आज हम गुफ्तगू करेंगे. बाकी सारी चीज़ें तो जेनरिक हैं, आप समझ सकते हैं उन चीज़ों को. यहाँ एक लफ्ज़ है जिसको हम लेकर चलेंगे, वो ये है, इन्नल लज़ीना ला यरजूना लिक़ाअना, में हम लफ्ज़ लेंगे यरजूना, ला यरजूना, उम्मीद नहीं रखते. Those who do not believe those do not hope, those do not long to see us. अब इस लफ्ज़ को लेके चलते हैं कि एक तरफ हमको मेहदी मौऊद अलैहिस्सलाम ने ये बताया कि इश्क के बगैर मुमकिन नहीं, और इश्क कैसे होगा? मुसलसल दिल की तवज्जो, ख्याल अल्लाह की तरफ रखने से इश्क हासिल होगा. That's how you are going to achieve इश्क. And on the other hand, अल्लाह तबारक व तआला is telling you कि वो लोग जो उम्मीद नहीं रखते हमारी मुलाकात की, जिनको उम्मीद नहीं है हमसे मिलने की, वो गाफिल हैं और वो लोग दुनिया की ज़िंदगी में उलझे हुए हैं. इन दो चीज़ों को रिलेट करने की हम आज कोशिश करेंगे विद द हेल्प ऑफ साइंस. हम साइंस की मदद से इन दो चीज़ों को रिलेट करके देखेंगे कि हाउ डू दे हैव कनेक्शन विद ईच अदर. Allah is telling those who do not have hope of meeting us are the ignorant ones. And Mehdi Maud says those who are in constant remembrance of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, whose constant focus is towards Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, whose unwavering attention is towards Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, are the one who have the true kind of love that is required to reach to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. So constant attention and lack of hope. These are the two topics that I am going to discuss with you today in this session. The constant love, constant focus, attention towards Allah, and lack of hope. How these things are against each other. अब आप ये बोलेंगे कि उम्मीद की जिद में नाउमीदी लाना चाहिए. How are you going to distinguish between these two things? They are not looking relatable to us. Constant focus is a different thing. Lack of hope is a different thing. And to negate lack of hope, you have to bring hope. To negate constant focus, you have to bring ignorance. ये बोलेंगे आप, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. There is a philosophy that you need to understand. Let us get into that now a little deeper. For love to happen, what do you need? Based on what Mehdi Maud ﷺ said, you need constant focus and attention towards Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. To break it down in science, for love to happen, you need to get attracted towards somebody. Let us further break it down. To fall in love with somebody, you need to get attracted to somebody. To get attracted towards somebody, you need to be convinced by this person and his attributes, his or her attributes, that this is a good person, this is a lovable person, this person has such and such good attributes in his personality. For those reasons, I believe that he is a nice person, a lovable person. So the good attributes, if you get convinced by the goodness of a person, likable nature of a person, then you get convinced. That is called conviction. Conviction of a thought. What is a thought? The goodness and lovable nature of this person is the thought. And you get convinced by it. This conviction on an idea, about an idea, is called paradigm in the language of science. Science की ज़बान में इसे paradigm कहते हैं. So you keep this word paradigm in your mind so that I don't have to explain the concept again and again. Paradigm किसे कहते हैं? किसी आइडिया, किसी सोच पर आपका जहन जब मुकम्मल तौर पर राजी हो जाता है, उससे कन्विंस हो जाता है, उसको कंसीव कर लेता है, उस आइडिया को कहते हैं पैराडाइम. दैट इज योर पैराडाइम. You need to achieve love, you need attraction. For the attraction to happen, you need paradigm. And to achieve paradigm, you need information. मैं ऊपर से नीचे नहीं आ रहा हूँ, नीचे से ऊपर जाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. To achieve paradigm, you need information. And how would you achieve information? How would you get this information? By focus and attention. Is that not what Mehdi Maud ﷺ has said? See, this is the journey. There is nothing out of this. This happens to you every day. This is the reality of yours and my life. This is the reality of every human's life. This is how things happen. Attention, information, and these two things are so reciprocal to each other that they go hand in hand, so much so that sometimes if you get information, you get attention. And sometimes with the attention you get information. ऐसा भी हो सकता है, वैसा भी हो सकता है. अगर आपको किसी चीज़ के बारे में मालूमात हासिल हो जाएं, तो आपकी तवज्जो उसकी तरफ जाती है कि भाई फलां शख्स जो है कोई गैर मामूली काम कर रहा है. अगर आपको मालूमात हासिल हुई तो उसकी तरफ आपकी तवज्जो जाएगी खुद ब खुद, अटेंशन उसकी तरफ जाएगा. अब अगर कोई काबिल आदमी है लेकिन उसके बारे में आपको कोई मालूमात नहीं है और उसकी तरफ आपकी तवज्जो है, तो आप खुद ही उसके महासिन जानने लगेंगे. If somebody is a capable person of something, if your attention is, you did not know that this person is capable of this thing, and if your attention is towards this person, slowly you will understand that this person is capable of this and this and that. तो इंफॉर्मेशन और अटेंशन दोनों एक दूसरे की मदद करते हैं, और जो है इसके साथ साथ इंफॉर्मेशन और अटेंशन के साथ साथ आपका पैराडाइम डेवलप होता है, और पैराडाइम जब डेवलप होता है तो आप उसकी तरफ अट्रैक्ट होते हैं, और जिस चीज़ की तरफ आप अट्रैक्ट होते हैं उसी चीज़ से आपको मोहब्बत होना एक फितरी अमर है. इट्स अ नेचुरल फेनोमेना. इट्स नॉट अ रॉकेट साइंस. इसको उतना मुश्किल भी समझने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि भाई इफ़ यू गेट अट्रैक्टेड टुवर्ड्स समथिंग, slowly you will get in love with this attraction. That's how it happens. तो बात यह है कि इसको और थोड़ा सा समझने की हम कोशिश करते हैं खोल कर, कि क्या किसी चीज़ की तरफ अट्रैक्शन ही को मोहब्बत कहेंगे? ये कहाँ हो रहा है? ये हमारे दिमाग में हो रहा है. तो क्या इसी को मोहब्बत कहेंगे, अट्रैक्शन को? नहीं. मोहब्बत एक जज्बा है. It's a feeling. And for this feeling to get produced in yourself, you need a certain state of mind and heart. And to achieve that state of mind and heart, you need attention and information. इन मराहल से गुज़र के ही आप इन चीज़ों के बारे में मोहब्बत अपने दिल में पैदा कर सकते हैं. अब इसको अपन रिलेट करके देखते हैं कि ये कैसे काम करता है. Who saw Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala? Let us relate the theory with a practical example. Who saw Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala? Do we not say La ilaha illallah? There is no God but Allah. We say that. But how do you say that? Why do you say that? How did you achieve that? Quran Majid describes this idea. Why you say it? Quran tells you. In Surah Baqarah, Allah Tabaraka Ta'ala says, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Quran is hidayah, guidance for those. Quran is hidayah and guidance for those who believe in unseen, not unknown. That's the difference. That's the delicate difference. Unseen, not unknown. The word ghayb does not mean unknown. It is unseen. Allah was revealed to you by many prophets. So it's a part of your information in your memory. So He is not unknown to you, but He is unseen to you. Allah is ghayb for you. तो बात यह है कि अल्लाह तबारक व तआला तो एक गैब है, लेकिन with the help of the information, He caught your attention. He sent His prophets. He sent His books. He gave you so many signs that are there around you in this world. You see with your naked eyes. You can see His signs, but not Allah Himself. You're seeing these signs. So you are being informed about Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Now Allah wants you to pay attention to Him. Attention that is constant in nature, without ignorance, continuous. A constant attention is required by Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala from you. He has given you information. Now you have to develop a paradigm. With the information and attention, you have to develop a paradigm. Now here is the beautiful thing. Allah is telling you, Innal ladhina la yarjuna liqa'ana. Those who do not have hope of meeting us. Now, the hope of meeting, we have discussed hope. Now we will discuss meeting. The idea of meeting Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Let us discuss this idea. What this meeting looks like, isn't it an obvious question when Allah is telling you meeting? So that is Allah wants you to believe that you are going to meet Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, isn't it? Allah ये चाहता है आपसे कि आप इस बात की उम्मीद रखें कि आपकी अल्लाह से मुलाकात होगी. Allah wants you to believe that you are going to meet Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Now tell me, what paradigm have you developed in your mind about this meeting? What is the notion? What is the idea? अब देखिए आप पैराडाइम को मैं थोड़ा सा और समझाने की कोशिश करता हूँ. आपका एक आइडिया है. You got burned by fire. आपकी उंगली को चुरका लगा. So you have come to a conclusion that fire can burn, give you pain. Your mind is absolutely convinced by the idea now. You got the proof itself. Now there is no denying, there is no hesitation, there is no doubt that the fire can burn. It has become a paradigm in your mind. You will start fearing it because it causes harm and pain. अब आप मेरे को ये बताइए कि when Allah is telling you about a meeting, how does this meeting look like? What is the paradigm in your mind? आपके दिमाग में कुछ ना कुछ तो तस्वुर होगा. आप देखिए, it's an obvious thing. Let us get into this with an analogy कि पहले आजकल तो मल्टीपल मीटिंग्स करके सूरत देख के लड़का लड़की को और लड़की लड़के को पसंद कर रहे हैं. एक नए दौर की नई ये है. पहले ज़माने में ऐसा भी होता था कि फलां की बेटी है, रिश्ता तय हो गया. अब वो बेचारा देखा ही नहीं. He did not see. अब उसके जहन में उन्हें अब जो देख के आए, जो इंफॉर्मेशन उसको दिए, with constant attention, he is trying to sketch a picture now about the person. Sometimes, based on the information that he received, he may be surprised or he may be shocked. कई लोगों के साथ ऐसा भी हादसा हुआ कि बहुत गोरी लड़की है बोल के उनकी शादी कर दी है, तो दुल्हन काली निकली तो परेशान हो गए। और बाज़ लोगों को ये परेशानी हुई कि दुल्हन ठीक ठाक खूबसूरत है, इतनी खूबसूरत नहीं है, मगर वो लोग सरप्राइज हो गए देखते ही जो है कि भाई अरे ये तो आके कुछ और बोले थे ये लोग, मगर ये तो बेइंतहा खूबसूरत है। तो व्हाई दिस क्लैश ऑफ रियलिटीज? That is because you have a paradigm about beauty in your mind. देखिए आप how relatable it is. You have a paradigm about beauty in your mind. According to you, nose should be like this, eyes should be like this, eyebrows should be like this, forehead should be like this, hair should be like this, lips should be like this, the entire face should have a certain proportion, a symmetry. That's the paradigm that you have in your mind, because you have seen and got convinced and you have considered the idea of beauty by setting certain parameters. जैसा किसी फिल्म की या मॉडलिंग की किसी औरत को देख के आपने अपने दिमाग में एक खूबसूरती का तस्वुर बना लिया है, अब आप अपनी प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में ढूंढ रहे हैं, आपको मिलती नहीं है वो कहां से मिलेगी? उसको लीप के थोप के बड़ी मुश्किल से जैसा प्रेजेंटेबल बनाए हैं उसको, वैसी कहां से मिल जाएंगी आपको प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में? अच्छा, फिर कभी आईने में खड़े होके खुद अपना चेहरा भी नहीं देखते कि भाई उसका अपोजिट जो उसका मेट है वो कैसा है? कभी अपने आप को भी उससे कंपेयर करके देखना चाहिए कि भाई मैं भी वैसा हूं क्या? नहीं करते। खैर नहीं करते, ये एक इंसान की अलग बुराई है, मगर मैं आपको जो बात ये समझाना चाह रहा हूं कि आप किसी बात पर शॉक जो हो रहे हैं वो इस वजह से नहीं हो रहे हैं कि वो लड़की अपने आप में खूबसूरत या बदसूरत थी, वो वैसी है जैसी अल्लाह ने उसे बनाया है। खूबसूरती और बदसूरती के मेयार आपने अपने दिमाग में मुकर्रर किए हुए हैं। That's your paradigm. When you talk about a meeting, what is your paradigm about a meeting? What is a best meeting that is possible? I mean, a meeting between two people. आजकल साइंस के, टेक्नोलॉजी के, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी के ज़माने में हम लोग हैं. Let us talk about this. What can a meeting look like? There can be so many ways of meeting somebody. The intention of a meeting, if it is exchange of information, if it is just the exchange of information, a letter here and there can be a meeting. If the motive of the meeting is getting a person, trying to get to know this person a bit in depth more, तो आप करेंगे क्या? You will pick up and start speaking with this person on phone. Now you might want to see this person while talking, so you might ask to open camera. Can a camera depict how you are exactly? I don't think. Just by seeing in a camera, I mean, if a person is closer to, I'm a student of photography, so I can tell you this, how this can be manipulated. If you take the subject closer to the lens, a person appears to be tall and big. If the same person is moved a bit away from the lens, the same person will look short and small. So what can you do to get the exact picture? You would want to meet the person in person. अब क्या करेंगे? अरे भाई फोटो में बहुत लंबी दिख रही है इन्हें, बहुत दुबली दिख रही है इन्हें, बहुत छोटी दिख रही है इन्हें, कुछ भी आपका इंप्रेशन है, उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि उन्हें वैसी है जैसी दिख रही है फोटो में. तो आप क्या करना चाहेंगे? इन पर्सन मिलना चाहेंगे, मिल के देखना चाहेंगे. तो दैट्स हाउ अ मीटिंग लुक्स लाइक. अपने मोटिव्स के हिसाब से आपको जो है कई चीज़ें आप कंसीव करते जाएंगे. What is the best kind of a meeting? Person to person. Because all your faculties, you can see the person, you can feel the person, you can smell the person, you can hear the person. That's the best meeting. उसको विसाल कहते हैं हमारी ज़बान में, उर्दू ज़बान में. That's the best kind of a meeting. तो अल्लाह तबारक व तआला when he says कि हमसे मिलने की ख्वाहिश रखो, उम्मीद रखो, तो कैसे मिलना चाहेंगे आप अल्लाह से? आप अल्लाह से कैसे मिलना चाहेंगे? आपको जिक्र में क्या हासिल होगा? Whatever you will achieve in zikr, whatever you will achieve from your prayers, is directly proportional to what paradigm you have created in your mind about this meeting. Or else, एक पैराडाइम बनाया भी है आपने या नहीं बनाया है? That also is a possibility that you don't even have a paradigm, you just do it culturally. उसका एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि हमारे पास मुशायरे हम लोग कर रहे थे. We were doing mushayaras and say 70, 80, not more than 70, 80, 100 people were showing up. So we thought, let us, usually the kind of mushairas we do mushaira for hamd, we do mushaira for naat, we do mushaira for manqibat. So in remembering Allah tabarak wa ta'ala or remembering our buzurgan-e-deen, so we do mushaira on those topics. So we thought it would be a good idea to have food as niyaz or nazar and invite people so that there is some attraction in there. Because people have developed the paradigm of pleasure in such a way that they see nothing more than food as pleasurable or attractive. तो हम लोगों ने ये आइडिया लड़ा कि एक दो मुशायरे ऐसे करके देखते हैं. तो we had to manage time. So between Maghrib and Isha, we thought it would be better to serve food between Maghrib and Isha. We do Isha and then we can start mushaira. So whoever have come and to join us for this niyaz or nazar will join us for Isha also. A prayer is happening there and then they can join us for mushaira. And we would have been more than happy to have 50% attendees attending mushaira. हम करें. मगरिब से इशा के बीच में 450 लोग जमा थे. More than 450 people were there in masjid. They had food, they enjoyed food. 50% were there for Isha. Yes. Those who could not escape, they did not escape. They were caught for Isha. And those who could escape, those who showed up early, they left masjid. And 50% of them were there for Isha. So we did Isha. And after Salam, I could see not more than the same number of people that we used to see in previous mushairas. So the idea got failed. So we had whatever paradigm we had in our mind. That was an experiment that was not successful. That did not serve well for us. But think about the people's paradigm. what they are trying to achieve. In their mind, it is a good thing. They got attracted towards food and they have the justification of it being niyaz or nazar. So they come for that. But they are not attracted towards salah because either they never paid attention towards it to achieve any information about its goodness, they haven't developed the idea, they may have developed the idea, but their mind has not conceded for the idea to become their paradigm. That means you will get, your attractions will be only those things which are in harmony with your paradigm. This is the statement. You will be attracted towards things that are in harmony with your paradigm. This is the law of attraction. आपने खुदा के बारे में कभी सोचा ही नहीं है. देखिए, take this as an example. Everybody will be, it's like, हर इंसान खुला नजर आने लगता है आपको. फिर ये आइडिया के साथ अगर आप देखने लगेंगे, how people behave, the outcome of their behavior, what people decide, the decisions that they make in their day-to-day life. If you look at these things, you may not know this person completely, but you will get an idea about his attractions. हर इंसान को दिल का हाल जानने वाला अल्लाह है. इंसान, आप किसी के दिल का हाल नहीं जान सकते, लेकिन उसके एक्शंस और अट्रैक्शंस की बुनियाद पर आप ये बात का फैसला कर लेंगे कि कर सकते हैं और जान सकते हैं कि इस इंसान के कॉन्शियस और सबकॉन्शियस स्टेट ऑफ ब्रेन में, माइंड में, इसने किन कॉन्सेप्ट्स को अपना पैराडाइम बनाया हुआ है, किन आइडियाज को कंसीड किया हुआ है. उसी की बुनियाद पर उसके बिहेवियर्स होंगे. अब देखिए, आप एक एग्जांपल मैं आपको ये इसका दिया. अब बाज़ जगह ऐसा भी है कि इमाम नमाज पढ़ा, इमाम ने नमाज पढ़ी, मुख्तदियों ने इमाम के पीछे नमाज पढ़ी, नमाज फेर के पलट के इमाम बैठ गया जैसा हम और आप बैठे हुए हैं, और किसी की बुराई शुरू हो गई. ज़ैद बकर किसी की भी बुराई शुरू हो गई. आजकल ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन, हमको भी मसला ये है कि इन्फ्लक्स ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन इतनी चीज़ें मालूम होती हैं जिससे दिल और दिमाग और जहन को कोफ्त होता है. यू विल बी सॉरी अबाउट फॉर नोइंग दीज थिंग्स. पीपल कम एंड दे स्पीक अबाउट दीज थिंग्स. अरे मियाँ ऐसा हो रहा था, अरे मियाँ वैसा हो रहा था, अरे मियाँ वैसा हो रहा था. तो दीज थिंग्स आर एग्जाम्पल इन आवर डे टू डे लाइफ. अ पर्सन goes on janimas for piety. A person after, if the person is standing on janimas, his mind, heart and everything has to be towards Allah Ta'ala. And with that state of piety, when he turns around, what should be the output? What should be the subject of communication between him and the muqtadi, other people sitting there? Shouldn't be anything other than Allah Ta'ala. That is the only thing that he should be discussing. Instead, these people, they start gossiping about people. Gossip is a very, very common thing that you will see anywhere. कहीं भी जाएंगे आप, gossip is the most evident paradigm of most of the people. Because in their mind, they have considered the idea that it is a fun thing to gossip. They may not write it, they may not say it, but they have considered it. That gossip is the best thing to do. It's a fun thing to do. So they start gossiping. Whereas Rasul Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, it's like eating your dead brother. It's like eating the flesh of your dead brother. People ask Prophet ﷺ, what if what we say is truth? That person has done it. Prophet ﷺ said, it is ghibat if the person has done it. Otherwise, if you try to relate things to him which he has not done, and if you are lying about it, then that is not ghibat, that is buhtan. That's the worst thing. तो जो हुआ उसी के ऊपर गुफ्तगू करना भी गीबत है. अब इसको सवाब समझ के लोग कर रहे हैं. अब मस्जिद में बैठे हुए हैं तो सवाब समझ के ही तो कर रहे होंगे. मस्जिद में बैठ के नमाज पढ़ के अगर कर रहे हैं तो सवाब समझ कर ही कर रहे होंगे. आप लोगों को दावत को बुलाओ. It's a fun thing in their mind. They have considered it. Eating food is a lovable thing. Your mind has considered the idea. You have never gone hungry. You haven't experienced the pleasures of being hungry. Then how would you concede that? आपने कभी ट्राई नहीं किया. वो ट्राई कराने के लिए अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने रमज़ान अल्लाह की तरफ से साल में एक महीना मुकर्रर किया गया कि you know, get to know, but you don't concede it. It is not a part of your paradigm. So those who do not achieve love in their personalities for Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is because they haven't paid any attention towards Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. And if they pay attention towards Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala in Quran Majid and in the practices of Prophet Sallallahu and Mehdi Maud alayhi salam, you will find so many reasons to love Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. तो दिल की तवज्जो अगर आपकी मुसलसल अल्लाह की तरफ हो जाए तो आपके जहन में आप ये आइडिया पर कन्विंस हो जाएंगे, कंसीड कर लेंगे, इस बात को कबूल कर लेंगे, तब जाके आप अल्लाह की तरफ अट्रैक्ट होंगे. एंड नाउ अब हम जिस मरहले में हमारी कौम मजमूई हैसियत से है, इसकी कैफियत ये है कि इनको अल्लाह की तरफ अट्रैक्शन ही नहीं है. इट इज़ एविडेंट, इट इज़ एविडेंट कि भाई अल्लाह की तरफ अट्रैक्शन ही नहीं है. वरना हर यानी इट इज़ सो ईजी टू गेट कैरिड अवे बाय समथिंग एल्स. मेरे वालिद का एक बड़ा मशहूर वाक़या हमारे चचाओं से हम सुनते आए कि ऑल दी सिबलिंग्स, हिज ब्रदर्स, दे वर फिशिंग इन मूसा नदी. At that time it used to be a very clean river. So they were sitting there at the banks of Musa Nadi and they were doing fishing. And all my father's brothers, they were catching fish, but my father was not catching any. Most of the day had passed. Even after many hours, he did not catch anything. And then, in that moment, he turned towards Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala and said, Mawla, do something. A kid, just like his brothers. Do something. I've been working so hard since the morning. I haven't got anything. So, Mawla, kuch to, something. And then he caught a big fish. Now, a common person who does not have a paradigm about Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala in his mind would get carried away by the event. So easily. Look at the fish, look at the size of the fish, how beautiful it is. I have caught the biggest one. All these thoughts are distractions. It was so easy to get distracted by everything. But instead, a young boy, not in a matured age, a young boy starts crying, tears coming out of his eyes, and turns towards Allah and says, Malik Shukriya Tera. How beautiful is that? So your paradigm is evident in your actions. आपकी जो सोच है, वो सोच. Let us conclude this topic on this note कि your conscious mind can do all the gymnastic. It can come up with different ideas with the information it has. It can conclude so many ideas. But unless it becomes a part of your subconscious mind, it is not your paradigm. And when it becomes your paradigm and when it becomes a part of your subconscious memory, it has the ability to influence your decisions emotionally. And when it influences your decisions emotionally, it becomes an objective reality of your life. You will do things that would facilitate to make this thing a reality in your life. ये एक हकीकत है. तो अल्लाह तबारक व ताला मेहदी मोहम्मद अलैहिस्सलाम ने जो फरमाया कि मुसलसल दिल की तवज्जो अल्लाह की तरफ जब अगर रहेगी तो फिर आप जो है अल्लाह का इश्क हासिल करेंगे. तो बात इतनी है कि आप अल्लाह के बारे में, उसकी रहमत के बारे में, उसके बारे में सोचते रहें. देखिए, मेहदवी दिखना ज़रूरी नहीं है. एक आदमी मेरी तरह का लिबास पहनकर बैठकर ये कहे कि मैं मेहदवी हूँ तो सही हो भी सकता है, गलत भी हो सकता है. मेहदवी दिखना ज़रूरी नहीं है. मेहदवी की तरह सोचना ज़रूरी है. आप वो सीखिए. देखिए, हिंदुस्तान में मेहदी मौद की बेइज्जत हुई. हिंदुस्तान की मुख्तलिफ कौमों से अल्लाह ने लोगों को तौफीक दी, मेहदवियत को लोगों ने इख्तियार किया. मेहदी और मेहदवी क़यामत तक बाकी रहेंगे. किसी का कल्चर नॉर्थ इंडिया का था, किसी का कल्चर साउथ इंडिया का था, किसी की ज़बान नॉर्थ इंडिया की थी, किसी की ज़बान साउथ इंडिया की थी. आज टुडे वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मेहदवियत in English. We are sitting here in the Western Hemisphere. Some other people will take this and they will carry it forward. Somebody will be doing this. कोई ना कोई तो ये काम करते रहेगा. The important thing is, it is not important to look in a certain way. It is not important to eat in a certain way. It is not important to behave in a certain way. It is not important to be culturally binded to some culture indefinitely. But it is important to think like a Mehdavi. Learn to think like a Mehdavi. That will facilitate everything. No amount of wazaif will help you achieve anything from your zikrullah. No amount of wazaif will help you achieve anything from your salah. No amount of information can make the love of Allah, make you develop a paradigm about the existence and the possibility of meeting with Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. You have to start thinking like a Mehdavi. Constant remembrance about Allah will make you help you become a proper Mehdavi. That's how you become a proper Mehdavi. Think about Allah, nothing else. Once I was talking to my Murshid, Hazrat Syed Fazlullah Hafiz Sahab Qibla. He had given me some work and I was late on that work, and he had a style of communication. So he was hard on that. And he said, what were you doing? Why didn't you do it? And I said, I had some other thing on my mind, so I couldn't focus on these things, on this project. So I'm lagging a little behind. I'll cover it up, Insha'Allah. I said. In response, he said, what else in this whole wide world is worthy of being on your mind except Allah? You see, this is how you develop the idea. No amount of relations, no amount of associations, no amount of education can explain this concept to you. You have to be in company. आपको सोहबत ज़रूरी है, वो सोहबत ही से आपको कुछ हासिल हो सकता है। मैं फ़लाँ का बेटा था, मैं फ़लाँ का पोतरा हूँ, मैं फ़लाँ का भाई हूँ, ये सारी चीज़ें आप ये इन निस्बतों से हासिल नहीं कर सकते। एक दूसरा, नो अमाउंट ऑफ रीडिंग कैन हेल्प यू दैट विद दैट। कितना भी पढ़ लो आप, आपको सुने, आपको सोहबत चाहिए। देखिए कैसा है, इट कैन मेक योर लाइफ। यू डोंट नीड अ मिलियन थिंग्स, टेक दिस आइडिया दैट विल मेक यू a real, true, obedient servant of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. This is enough for you to live your life that can convince Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala that you are worthy of being His obedient servant. क्या ख्याल है बोलिए आप? ना बीवी, ना बच्चा, ना भाई, ना बहन, ना माँ, ना कोई दूसरी चीज़। आपके ख्याल पर रहने का हक सिवाय अल्लाह के किसी और को हासिल नहीं है। उसी के ख्याल में आपको अपनी शब रोज़ गुजारना चाहिए। मेहदी मोहम्मद अलैहिस्सलाम वही समझाए। तो विद दिस आई थिंक आई शुड कंक्लूड टुडेज टॉपिक। इट वाज अ वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड and a delicate subject, but very important, and without which it was not possible for me to help you understand Talimat Mehdi Maud alayhi. Insha'Allah tabarak wa ta'ala we'll discuss other topics in future about Zikrullah. For today I think that is enough. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم وصدق